remind them their friends and family are counting on them. What we're about to do is dangerous, but important. Important for friends and family. Enemies want to take everything worth taking from you, and we have to give it our all to stop them. So look around you. That's what we're fighting for. Each one of us has to back the other up. We can win this if we work as a team. Yeah.
You're much better with words than me. I think it'll really help. Let's get ready for the mercenaries. If we fall here, all of Dantooine falls with us.
Tell me what you see, soldier.
They're mobilizing the militia. Looks like a lot of activity down there.
They've been warned. It won't be of any use. The plan doesn't change. Captains, prepare your men. Their leader, Administrator Tarina, must not survive the battle. Everything else is secondary to that objective.
Guess they're not gonna do the movie, I guess. But whatever. Alright, let's see here. Let's bring out the sauce. And let's do HK. HK 47. He hasn't seen a whole lot of battle yet. Before we begin, I think we should give him a little bit of a level boost. Oh, do you not have a weapon? Weird. Sorry about that, man. I didn't realize that you needed one. Let's give him that. Do that. Do this fairly quickly. Try a flamethrower. Ion blast. Can't even do that in combat. Then disruptor carbine.
Switching to combat mode.
Another wave. Bring it on.
We've lost too many soldiers. Fall back inside.
Alright. Guess we have to go back inside.
So you're the Jedi. I take it you are responsible for the surprises we've had during this battle. Stand aside. Our quarrel is with a distinguished administrator. This isn't your problem.
I won't let you kill her.
Then you've allied with these flaming settlers. The galaxy doesn't tolerate weakness. I was trained at Malak's academy. Your tricks won't work on me. You're just another dead Jedi to me.
Sorry I was held up, but it looks like I've arrived in time to pull you out of your predicament.
Kill them all.
I would definitely say...
Thank you so much for your aid. You can be sure that Dantooine will not forget how the Jedi protected us from this threat.
I am happy to help.
We are a humble community, and this conflict has greatly diminished our resources. I hope this reward will be sufficient.
Please keep the credits and use them to build Khoonda.
I am humbled by your generosity. I will put this to good use. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do. Dantooine will be slow to rebuild, but I am confident now that we will one day achieve prosperity.
Khoonda is safe in no small part due to you. I feel certain that the Administrator wouldn't have made it without your assistance. I may have misjudged you. In any case, I am free to talk about whatever you wish.
Where are all the other Jedi?
There are a few of us left, but I do not even know if the others still live. We may be the last. We've been forced to divide our forces and retreat to places which will be difficult for our enemies to detect and attack.
Where are these other Jedi?
We have chosen to hide our presences from each other, so that the discovery of one will not endanger the others.
But how can you contact each other?
We cannot. And we have resolved not to until we have found where the Sith are striking from. But even as our numbers thin, there is still no trace of them. We had hoped to outmaneuver them. By letting them believe themselves victorious, we thought they would become bold and step from the shadows.
And what then?
Then, all of us who remained vowed to meet here on Dantooine. From here we can plan a course of action and carry the battle to them. But so far they remain in hiding, and Jedi continue to vanish and die.
I want to talk about something else.
You have more questions for me?
Why are you in hiding?
We were not in hiding, despite what you believe. This threat is striking through the Force. There's a reason that we cannot detect it. It is somehow masking its presence from us.
How is that possible?
I do not know. There are techniques in the Force that hide one's presence and thoughts from other Force users. But I do not believe that such techniques alone would be capable of hiding the enemies we face. It does not seem possible.
So why are you here?
Jedi sanctuaries, places of learning, conclaves, many of them secret, have been attacked. That requires that our enemy knew of our whereabouts, or had access to records and holocrons from the Enclave here on Dantooine.
Holocrons?
There was much Jedi teaching buried here before the planet was attacked. In the hands of our enemies, such knowledge could be used to track and kill Jedi, find other enclaves, gathering places. And so much has been plundered from here that now many secrets of the Jedi have been spread throughout the galaxy. So I did what I could, attempting to let myself be captured. I hoped that it would lead me to the Sith and the stolen artifacts.
Did you find any presence of the Sith on Dantooine?
The Sith attacked this place once, and only they would seek the death of the Jedi with such obsession, and be able to be as successful as they have. With the destruction of Dantooine, it is difficult to sense the presence of any Force users here. If any Sith are here, I cannot detect them.
But that is not the only reason you came to Dantooine.
Yes, perhaps I wish to see this place one more time. It has changed much, as I knew it had, but I had to see it for myself. You have more questions for me? Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war. And from that war came another. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco? Do you see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty of war. No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done. But I see it as not. You have more questions for me?
Why did you cut me off from the Force?
We did nothing to you. Accuse us if you will, but it will not change the truth. Cutting one off from the Force. Such punishments are reserved for only a few. Although it was within our power, we did not inflict such a loss upon you. Your loss was a casualty of war, no more.
Then what happened to me?
Perhaps that is a question you should ask yourself. It is not something I could help you with, even if I wanted to.
But I have re-established my connection to the Force.
Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant so long ago. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the Council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You have more questions for me?
At the end of my trial, you and the other masters said something had happened to me. What was it?
You have seen the end of your trial? Perhaps you would like to explain how you came to this knowledge.
I heard it in a hollow transcription of my trial.
That was intended only for the Jedi Council. If what remains of the Council chooses to tell you, then I will abide by their decision and its consequences.
Don't you think I have a right to know?
There is little I can tell you. Master Kavar felt something had happened to you in the war, but all he had was suspicions, not truths. And Kavar was too close to you in any event. He, too, felt the call of war and took to battle more than a Jedi should. His speculations would not help you now, but enough of this. It is knowledge for the Council alone until they choose to reveal it. You have more questions for me?
Do you know anything of Force bonds and how to end them?
Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between master and student. Are you saying you have bonded with another?
Yes, and the connection is lethal.
Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. Are you certain? Perhaps it is merely what you believe. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, was always a subject of discussion, even when you were a student here. Perhaps it is a punishment of a sort. But a bond that ties two lives together, such bonds do not seem natural to me. And with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a connection would be impossible. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate. It is possible that return... You have more questions for me?
We'll just skip that, since that was pretty much something that was discussed before. The Sith have revealed themselves.
Have they? I've seen no evidence of them upon Dantooine. Only murderers and raiders.
They exist. They have already attacked me.
Why would they attack you? You are no Jedi. You cannot feel the Force.
I do not know. they believe me to be a Jedi.
For some reason, I believe you. Still, I am curious as to how they would know to find you. Your trial was not public knowledge. Regardless, these Sith have struck, and you survived. This is more knowledge than I had before. And that means the Jedi may gather. If you can find others, or find some trace of the Sith threat, then we shall gather here on Dantooine. And from there we may decide what can be done. You have more questions for me?
Yeah, I think he gives us something else. Just kind of like with Kavar.
I suppose there is something I should show you that will keep you alive long enough to prove useful. Using the Force as a weapon is a sticky issue. Many Jedi feel it leads to the dark side. My experience has taught me that it's lack of discipline that leads a Jedi astray. Use this form with proper restraint, and it will enhance the potency of your Force attacks. However, if you are reckless with this form, you will quickly drain your Force energy. I don't know how you learned that so quickly. Still, your form is sloppy. Keep practicing to tighten it up and you'll be fine.
Alright. Cool. So how's that? And apparently, like Kavar, we will see him again fairly soon. Let's see, what can we do now? Let's see, might as well do Force Barrier. Might as well. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the Dantooine side of things.